What is your definition of Alzheimer's disease?
Alzheimer's, it's such a strange disease. To me, it just basically means that somebody can go from not knowing who anybody is around them, who themselves are, anything like that, to all of a sudden clicking in and remembering everything that they forgot and everything that they already knew before.
How does the disease impact you?
For me, it's just hard because it's my grandmother that has it. So I'll call on the phone sometimes to her house to talk to my mom, and I'll say, "Hi, Grandma, it's Lindsey. Can I talk to Mom?" And she has no idea who I am. I'll hear her on the phone go, "Kathy, there's somebody on the phone calling me, Grandma. Like, come take the phone." So it impacts me just because, like, my grandmother, who I've known my entire life, who's one of the sharpest people, all of a sudden can't remember who I am. And doesn't really know what she's doing half the time either. So it's just really hard to see her go through it.
How does your mother handle it?
She's basically her primary caretaker at this point. So for her, it's 10 times worse than it is for me because she's known her mom her whole life, and her mom's who took care of her. So to see her deteriorate in that way and not be able to know who she is sometimes, like, it can't be easy. I couldn't imagine having to deal with that and having to see somebody I love like that and somebody who I've known my entire life just, like, not be able to remember anything, not be able to know what's going on.
Do you have a fondest memory of your grandmother when you were little?
I think the best memory, like, it's constant. Like, every time we go down to my grandma's in Florida, she knew our favorite meal was her spaghetti and meatballs, and every year she'd walk in the door and joke around with us and be like, "Oh, I didn't make it this time, Lindsey, I didn't make it." And then we'd be so upset, and all of a sudden we'd come in the dining room, it was already sitting on the table, because she just knew.
Does she remember any of that?
Sometimes it's very strange. Like, sometimes, like I said, I'll call, she'll have no idea who I am, but then there's other times where I'll see her, and she'll ask me, she'll be like, "How's school? How's your dad? How's everything?" And, like, it's almost like a moment of clarity through, like, the storm, that she just, like, remembers that, like, who I am and, like, my relation to her and, like, everything going on. So, those are the moments that I end up living for at this point and just waiting for her to have it click. And I know, like, the worse it gets, the more scarce those moments will be. But all you can really do is just hope that every once in a while she does remember you.
So overall, what kind of future do you see for your grandmother?
That's the hardest part about it, is that, it has gotten to the point where she's in a memory care unit now. Like, she's in a home because it gotten to the point where it's too hard for my mom to deal with it on her own. And it's just hard because it gets worse and worse the longer you have it. So it's going to get to a point where she's just going to have no idea what's going on. And that's the saddest part, is that it's got to be scary to be her and not be able to remember anything. Like, I can't imagine not being able to remember big parts of my life like that. So that's kind of the hardest part when I start thinking about it.
Good. Thank you.